Hello everyone, this is Paramita again. So today I am going to show you how to handle events in LWC, and actually we are going to create our first mini project in LWC, a mini calculator. Okay, now in my last video I have shown you, like the part 1, I have shown you how to create your first lightning web component, and then in my second part video I have shown you like how to add styles to lightning web component using css and also using salesforce inbuilt components, okay, like lightning card, lightning input, etc. And also I have discussed about the decorators. Three decorators are there in uh, lightning web component: track, api, and where decorator. I have discussed about those decorators, and I have also discussed what to use track decorator, what to use api decorator, what are the differences between them, and where decorator we use to when we work with the data in Salesforce. That I am going to show you how to use where decorator in my next video. Okay, so today we are going to create a calculator, and while we will do the calculator, we will learn how to handle events in LWC as well. Now I do apology that there is a little bit gap between my previous video and this video, because I was on holiday for 11 days in Gold Coast. I had a wonderful time, but during the time I I have created one video actually to show you how to create the environment. Now, maybe many of you already started with me the LWC journey, but if someone is there who is watching this video hasn't started yet, and you haven't created your environment to develop the LWC, then you can watch this video and you can create your environment with me. If you go to my channel, if you go to the playlists, you can see you can see already this video here, LWC environment setup. Okay, so you can watch this video, or you can go to the playlist. There is lightning component playlists. If you click on that, hello everyone. If you click on that, you can see this is the part 1, part 2, and here you will be able to see one lightning LWC environment setup. Okay, so you can watch this video and you can set up your environment along with me. All right, hello. So yeah, so I'm going to start today's video without doing further delay. Let's start. Now I just opened my Visual Studio here. So I just opened my terminal. You know how to open the terminal. All these things I have discussed actually how to use Visual Studio in my first video. If you haven't watched that, you can go back. Then in detail you will know how to use Visual Studio, a lot of short key and all stuff. Okay. Okay, so here, as I said, that this is always like recommended when you first start your Visual Studio. Always here first check your Salesforce CLI is working properly or not. So I just use the command sfdx, and then we will update also. Okay, because Salesforce CLI, they pass the lot of different releases quite often, and a lot of fakes, a lot of patches may be there. So always when you are starting development every day, do an update. Okay. Okay, so see, I got this message. That's nice. So I am going to do sfdx update now. See, it's showing updating CLI. So it takes some time, so don't worry about that. Yeah, so you can see that now uh, the updating is done. Okay, so you'll get a message like this, done. So I am going to create a new project. Control Shift P, create project, standard project template, project name, calculator. I'll choose create project. Yeah. So when we create the project, actually it creates the project template and create a folder for that as well. You can see at this moment, actually, see, our location is here, the calculator folder. Okay, if you see in your terminal, you can notice that one. So at this moment, actually, our location is here in calculator. So when we created the project, it basically created a project folder here, calculator. Within that, it created all these files for us. Okay, all right. So we created our project. Now we will authorize our org. So Control Shift P. See, authorize an org. I will choose production org. You can choose sandbox, anything. I'll choose production. Now you can give a name of your org, or it will give a default name, VS Code org. I'll just keep it default. Enter. It will open the Salesforce org. You have to put your username and password. Authentication successful. Now I'll close it. So see, authorize an org successfully ran. All right, you can see the org name here. Now I will create an LWC component. Right click, create Lightning Web Component. I'll give it a name, my calculator. And the file destination LWC. Enter. Yeah. So my Lightning Web Component is created. This is my calculator. So it has created 3 files: my calculator.html, my calculator.js, and my calculator.js XML file. Now this XML file, don't forget to do it true, is exposed, otherwise you will not be able to view this on your org even after deployment. So true. I will add targets lightning page. I'm not explaining this now anymore because I hope you know that. If you don't know, just please watch my LWC part 1. I have explained this there. Okay, so app page, record page, and home page. Yeah, So I didn't explain this what the target tag is. So if you don't know yet, please watch my LWC part 1 in this series. Okay, there I have explained all this. All right. So this is our HTML file. Here we are going to create the UI for the calculator first. So you can design your UI as you want. So for me, I'm just using a lightning card here. You can use lightning card, or if you don't want, you don't need to use, you can use uh, any div, normal CSS, it's up to you. But as much as possible, try to use the lightning CSS components. That will reduce the work. Okay, so the title I'll give calculator. Now within lightning card, I will create two input component first for entering two numbers, and then I will create some buttons, like for adding, add button; for subtracting, there will be a subtract button; for multiplication and for divisions also I have to create button. Now all these things I can get in lightning component. I'll show you. Lightning components. Just in the Google, I wrote lightning components. Google will find it for me. Yeah, Salesforce Developers Guide. You can see here, Lightning Web Components. Okay, so in the Lightning Web Components, see there are buttons. Now first I need the input. So this is the card I already used, the Lightning card. Okay, basic card. See the Lightning card title. So I have used that already. Now I am, if you go and see here, lightning card title, you can see. Now I am looking for the input field, button. See, all these components are here. We can use as per our requirement. Okay, we're going to use some button, but before that I want to use the input. Yeah, input. Look, so click on that. Yeah, there are, if you click on the drop down, there are a lot of different types of input fields. See, text input, date input, time input, color input, a lot of different types of input we need. Now we are going to enter number, so we will take number input. So in number input, there are a lot of different types of input number, like and totally empty uh, number input, then number input with placeholder. Okay, so we will take a disabled number input. So we are going to take a basic number input with placeholder. Okay, this one, see the third one. So we'll copy it and paste it here. Now we will need two numbers, so we will take it two times. Now if you see, At this point, for this course, I assume that you have knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So in HTML, if you have done input field, there also you have seen like type, name, all those properties there, all those attributes. So here type equals to number, so and name equals name, you can put any name. Now in Salesforce, when we create any custom field, you know that in any object, when you create any custom field, the API name that is unique. So here also this name attribute within this lightning input, this is unique, this should be unique. Okay, now I am giving you a name of num1, and in the placeholder we will write enter the first number. Okay, here the name I will give num2, and in placeholder I'll put enter the second number. Okay, all right, now we'll see how it's looking. Now I'll deploy to the org, deploy source to org. Deploy source to org successfully done. Now I will open my org. Now here I have already created an app before for my practice. So this is an app called Kelsey app. I just created for my practice. So whatever Lightning Web Component we are creating now, we are going to put it here. Okay, we'll delete some of them from here. Okay, so my component's name was my calculator. Okay, so we will put the my calculator here. It's already here. Yeah, okay, now see, two fields I created. It's there, number field with placeholder. I don't want this text here, so this is probably the label. I didn't change that one. Okay, uh, see the label, number field with placeholder. Instead of that, we'll give the first number. Okay, and here we'll give the label second number. Here in the placeholder we'll just write enter here. Yeah, save and deploy. Deploy source to org. Now refresh the page. See here in the custom my calculator. Put it here. See how it's looking now, because we changed the label, changed the text in placeholder, so it's looking like that. Okay, now you can style it in your way, as I already told, but we are going to create the functionality. We'll show how it will add the numbers and stuff. So for doing this, we will add few buttons here. We will create another div. Within this div, we will create the button. Now if you go to this Lightning Web Components, there are some button component. See, buttons. There are a lot of different buttons. See, base button will look like this, just like a link. This is neutral, brand outline, destructive. So these are the button designs are there. If you have done Bootstrap, you can remember there are success and information. A lot of different types of buttons were there. Danger, red for danger, green for success, like that. So similarly, Salesforce has created their own CSS component. Okay, so whatever you want, you can use. Now I am going to use this brand button. Okay, so the brand button, the label of the button that is clicked is brand. So the brand button, how it's going to look like this. It will be blue color like that. Now you have to look for the label, variant, base, neutral, brand. Yeah, this one. See, brand variant. Okay, excuse me. So I'm choosing this. Control C. Sorry. Paste it here. How many buttons I need? I need 3-4 buttons, but first I will do the first one. So variant brand means that will be brand style. Now label brand, label means what text will be written on the button. I'll do it add. Okay, now title, first to primary action. Now title on click. Okay, on click equals to handle click. I'll say handle add. This is going to be a JavaScript function because it will handle the add event. So I gave the name handle add. You can give any name, it doesn't matter. Okay, title. Class. This is the Salesforce defined class for CSS style. Now everything is fine. I will save it and I will deploy this again and I'll see how it's looking. Okay. Now here I'll refresh the page. Now in the custom component section, I'll get my calculator component. Yeah, see, there is add button. I'll just create another 2 buttons here in the same div. So one is add button, another one is subtract button, another one is multiplication. Okay, this is handle sub handle mul. Now save and deploy. I'll refresh the page. Yeah, see, 3 buttons are there. Okay, but one thing I forgot here, the result. After adding or subtracting or multiplying, I will show the result. So in my UI, I have to create a space for result also. Now, just above the buttons and just below the input field, I'll create a paragraph, and within this paragraph, I'll write result. I'll take a variable res. We'll declare that in our JavaScript. Okay. All right. So save and again deploy my calculator. It's up to you. You can deploy after some time also, but it's better if you develop and see that what it's looking like. So I'll go to my work. I'll refresh the page. Yeah, see, you can see here this result. Okay, later on. Now what I wanted to show you, now here I have created this UI, but if you add or if you want to put the number, there is no any functionality at the moment. Okay, so I have to save it. Activation. Save. See, there is no any functionality now. If I go to my app, this is my Calc1 app. See, I can see the calculator. Suppose put a number 23, put another number 45, click add. Nothing happens because I haven't added any functionalities yet. Okay, so to do that, I have to write my JavaScript file. So I have declared here a variable called race to show the result. I'll go there. I write at the rate track. Can you remember in my last video I have already discussed that where we should use track, where we should use API. Now this race variable, this is going to be a private one. It's not going to be used by any other component like that. So we will use track. We will not use API. Now it's giving an error because I have to import the track. Yeah. See, now the error is gone. Okay. Now I also have to declare another two variable. Wait a minute. HTML. One is num1, another one is, you can give any name, it doesn't matter. I am giving this name. Okay, so you can give ABC any name, whatever you want. So this num1 variable, it will basically get the value from the number1, and num2 will get the value from number2 input field in the HTML file. Okay, now if you go to our HTML file, you can see that we have this input field, two input field. Now we have to get the value from here. Okay, so how we are going to get the value? So for that, what we are going to do, we will use the onchange event here. Okay, onchange event. Like in JavaScript, if you know JavaScript, I assume that you know JavaScript at this point when you are learning LWC. We have a lot of different events like onchange, onclick, onload, etc. So same events we have here in LWC as well. So for this input field, number input field, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say onchange. See, you'll get the option here. Okay, so onchange, I'll mention a function's name, JavaScript function's name, handle change. Okay, I'll say handle change num1. All right, similarly here I will say onchange equals handle change num2. Save. Now I am going to define these functions there. First I will define handle change num1 in my JavaScript file. Here I will pass the event as the parameter. Then here I am going to write this dot num1 equals to event dot target dot value. Now what is this? We are getting the value from the number1 field. Whatever we will write in the number1, from there we will get the value. Yeah. So we wrote, instead of num1, we wrote this dot num1. You know about this keyword in JavaScript, and if you know JavaScript, you know what's the reason that we are using this keyword here, this dot num1. Okay, so all the time you have within this function we are going to use this dot num1, and you know the reason about this, so it's a big discussion. So as you know JavaScript, I assume that you know the reason. I'm not going to discuss that in this video because that is out of the scope. Okay, now again we'll do handle change num2 method. Within handle change num2 function we are passing event as well, and this time this dot num2 equals event dot target dot value. Okay, all right, so we already grabbed the value from. Now one more thing, this is the comment comment syntax. To write comment in LWC, you can write double slash and then you can put the comment, like I will put here grabbing the value of the first number field. Okay, similarly I will put a comment here, grabbing the value of the second number field. This is always a good practice to write a relevant comment so that when you will come back, or if any other person work on your file, they can understand your code easily and what you have done step by step. Okay, so you are grabbing the value of the two input fields here, and then we are going to define these functions. In HTML we have handle add, handle sub, handle mark. Okay, for this button. Now we are going to create this function. We'll create handle add. Okay, so handle add, here also we will pass the event. No, here we don't have to pass the event because we already grabbed the value from here. Here we'll just do the calculations. Now here we are going to get the result. So this dot res, we declare the res variable to put the result. So this dot res equals, we'll say parse int this dot num1. Okay, so why I put the parse int, because it will convert this number in integer. Okay, so parse int this dot num1 plus parse int this dot num2. Okay, yeah, so that's how it will calculate. It will add basically two numbers. Now similarly we will create another two functions. One is handle sub, another one is handle mark. Now actually what I do normally, I create one functions and then go and check the functionality. Just to save some time today, I'm just going to do this also but this is not a good way actually. I do step by step and I check if it's giving the proper result or not. Okay, so in sub we are going to do it minus. Okay, then handle mal, I think HTML, we did handle sub and now handle mal. Always copy the name from here and then do it here, because that can, then we will not get any error. Otherwise, if there is any spelling mistake, we'll get error. Now here the result will be, we'll just change the operator. Okay, so I just used star for multiplication. Now save. Let's see what happens. We'll just deploy it first. Let's see how it goes. Deploy source to org. Successfully ran. Now we'll refresh the page. Okay. Now put a first number 23, 11, and see, it's giving the result. It's adding perfectly. Now we're going to check other functionalities as well. 45 minus 12 is giving perfect for subtraction as well. Now we'll check the multiplication. 45, okay, give it a different number. 67 into 5 multiply 335. Yeah, correct. All right, so our calculator is working perfectly as intended. Now if you want to enhance some functionalities like division and stuff, you can do this in the same way. Okay, the concept is same. So quickly I do a recap what we did here. So this one was our HTML file. Okay, in our HTML file, first what I did, I created, like I used the lightning card component from the lightning card. And how you will go and check the lightning component, it's here. All the layout components you can find here. Lightning card, buttons, inputs, card. This is the card. Okay, if you click on the card, you will see the code here, lightning card title, like this. So we just use this one. Okay, can you see? You can see. Okay, so we are using lightning card. It's like bootstrap card. If you have used bootstrap, that's a CSS JavaScript library. So similarly, this is Salesforce library. Okay, so lightning card, and then we used lightning input. Similarly, from here, lightning input. Where was that? Yeah, input. In the input, lot of different types are there. We use the number input. In number input also there are a lot of different types. We use the basic input with the placeholder. It's just like HTML. If you know, different attributes are there within input, like type, name, label. It's little different than HTML. Like label means here it's showing the um, like yeah, like if you see our app, yeah, label means this one here, first number, this is the label. And here we had a placeholder actually. Now Actually I would like to make another clear button here and make it more advanced. We'll do this later on. In at some point we'll create a beautiful calculator with all the functionalities, but now to learn the LWC, um, in my next video actually I'll show you how to work with data. Now here in this video basically we have learned how to work with events. Like in JavaScript you have done events like onclick, onchange, onload. Lot of different types of events are there. Same events we can use in LWC. Okay, now here in this video while we did this calculator, basically we learned how to handle the event in LWC. Now in this input we use the onchange event. Okay, and then in these buttons we have used onclick event. Okay, so as per our requirement which event will be suitable we can decide that, because we already have knowledge for events in JavaScript and we can use that. Okay, so we have used here track decorator because all our variables we are using here, they are private variables. They don't need to be public because they are not going to be used by any other component. So we have used here track. There is no, we haven't used any API decorator. Okay, and if you don't know what is track, what is API, please watch my part 2, Lightning Web Component Part 2. There I have clearly discussed and I have shown what is track decorator, what is API decorator, what's the difference, when to use them, etc. Okay, so we have used here track decorator, and then we created those functions which we're using in HTML. Like uh, yeah, we are grabbing the value of the first number field using the onchange event. Okay, we pass the event here, and after grabbing the value of the two number fields we have declared the functions handle add, handle sub, and handle mul, which basically which have been called by the onClick event when we click the buttons. When we click add button it calls handle add. When we click subtract button it calls handle sub. When we click mul button we it calls the handle mul functions. Okay, so and parse int we have used to convert the number in integer, because otherwise if we without integer, if we put some other things there, text or anything, it will not give any result basically. So to prohibit that we have used this parse int function here. All right, so now we have created our first project, a mini calculator, and we know how to handle the event. So gradually, step by step, I am not showing more advanced stuff here right now. Now in our next video we are going to see how to use the where decorator, and also how to use how to handle the data in LWC, how to work with data using LWC. Now there we will need a basic knowledge of Apex and SOQL. SOQL is very easy. If you, in case if you don't know Apex, you can learn Apex by the time I'll make that video. In future I'm going to create few videos on Apex development as well, but now I will concentrate more on LWC development in this series, because I assume that you already got some development knowledge on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Apex and SQL as well. Apex is quite similar, very similar to Java, and or if you know uh, C Sharp, it's quite similar to those languages. Okay, so thank you very much for watching today. So watch it and practice with me, and then get ready for the next video. In next video I am going to show you how to work with data in Lightning Web Component. Thank you so much. Bye bye.